Abusiafo, Ghana Education Service, I'm the former education minister, Dr. Yaw Osei Adutwum, Edia boom. And there is a Nina, what's the results now? I'm not release, you know. Now, Abusiafo, what's the results in the day? Hey, I had the best serious, but it is serious. So the way I'm kind of feeling is serious. Out of 461,726 people, students, and a true what's you. Now, can you imagine? Commerce, English, social studies. Percentage na omu failings are social studies no me so omu bedwiriw ene ye bedwudwam dia ma GES omu se Dr. Osei Adutwum akoka bibi say ai abawe baaye ontimi ma teachers for motivation allowance bi ene nti na nkwana failings ano na se de GES are strike hard na busiafo pani kohwe enye easy Stephen Ade Professor Stephen Ade ono educationist was say this time around nkwana fail because the invigilation was that strict. Some crano, omo capacity na mother de dinom. Yes, straight to almost what fail. So also ana WAEC for the man in charge of public affairs. He's been speaking John Kapi. On also church in the 20 and crano affair say be gum at the amount na Jan to TV in pacho. Channel so best subscribe channel amamsia we have bell notification icon. Not what and on Sunday I'm dropping video now. You'll be the first person to get it. I'm sure you enjoyed this episode. So leave your comments in the comment section of we are liking our channel from so and ashe. And the producer say my money di by some day the bebremo. Akuchira gun krata so. Ese me kan kire wo. O say my money di or simple. The only say I think say enra ana WAEC and any 3 days ana WAEC for a release the WASSCE results na in students 461,736 and a transitory exams no na busiafo out of 461,736 no ibedwudwamu dia mawa emu 131,097 and a fail English mathematics 220,008 inter science 161,606 and a social studies and then I'm dreaming 196,727. The students are failing out of the 461,736 students on Moko exams. Percentage, yeah, and I said, omo failure from core subject, and a really screen is. Now, statistics now by the jump at the amount they compare. I mean, previously, what students in the AA more. They are compared 2025, they are compared 2020. They are compared from 2023, 2024, they are compared 2025. It looks like 2025 no students in the more demo answer any. GES and ya buying the faults or much never educated and crowd fairly. But former education minister there, Dr. Yaw Osei Adutwum, or say abayano allowance be also commode ma teachers for no motivation be ama and into no more feeling. Now before say the insert never more exhibit kakra me no be share. Exhibit number 1. Kofi Asare, Oko Facebook, Papa Education, and somebody here. He's top notch. The average 2025 WASSCE core subject pass rate was 57.8%, the lowest since 2018. Not just the average pass rate, 57%, the lowest since 2018. Out of 461,000 WASSCE candidates, only 382,000 had results released for integrated science, suggesting 79,000 have issues. It doesn't cry no court I'm racing room no mobile port. And they are holding on account no. I'm sorry, on results no. Na abusiafo woni me ye. Me pese me room nam the exhibit in bro. But me ma men some nya tente. Yenko tie the background to this particular episode and our content am dey bro. Dr. Yaw Osei Adutwum, a former education minister, or say aban we allowance bia na wo say omodema teachers no man fa mo enunti ana motivation bi ani ho o man hwe nkwa no si ya mama pass exams no enti yenko tie Dr. Yaw Osei Adutwum ya ba GS for statement no ye bewuram near the amount right here on Nana Jantua TV.
Near Dr. Cancer, and this by Omanya Wampala. Now you teacher for intervention grant allowance. Someone find the after school program, a year before school. No one from Wampala. She said, now, sir, your babu from now from Usika before the Babano. We are for now with scan, we put you up for extra classes. Your buying baby. Yes, person onye so ebet na ono for extra classes. Any chess come teachers, Emma headmasters nyabi, even cooks almost school nyabi. Someone from one kwala no mo prepare for the exam. And this program also untia. Professional allowance, ɛna nsɔhwɛ nkwalaa kɔyɛ ya wofa nkurɔfo kasa nipa nan bi a mathematics nkonta woyi nipa nan bi a emu baako enya F ahomte ɛno kyerɛ yɛn sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ ɛba na ɛbɛsi egu country no ɛsɛ saa ba biom ne ɛbɛto adwuma no so ne ɛsɛ ewu ɔman no menim sɛ NPP na ɛyɛ nneɛma kɛse sɛ Ghana bɛsi saa bɛyɛ ɔman kɛse a ɛbɛyɛ NPP.
The Abuja for former education minister, Dr. Yaw Osei Adutwum, and I'm not saying can catch you of Asasi radio. I'm gonna make a video. Now, I feel GES are reacting, but before GES are reacting, Maminfa statistics kakra MRL. Nenya comparative analysis 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. Nian compare how the students fared this time around 2025 WASSCE results. Now, English language. 2022 percentage pass is 60.39%. 2023 no moya de pa percentage na 73%. 2024 na 69%. And 2025 is 69%. We share English language there. I say hover around 69, 60, 70 column. And then I say a bit acceptable in terms of the passing rate. You know what I say. Now yanko mathematics 61% the pass in 2022. 62.23% the pass in 2023, 2024, 66%, and Abuja for this year 2025 at above 48.73%. Minim so what be a choir students na first fail ana o dey share in the comment section ma me kan. Eti afi mass pass no percentage in atiaba 48.73%. Integrated science Omo pass in 2022, no more 62.45%, 66%, and a pass in 2023, 2024, 58.7% a pass here, and a 2025, 57%. Social studies, I say, but you know, I can't think far. Social studies, state and explain the three arms of government, and some current 2022, 71% a pass here, 2023, Omo ya de pass 76%. 2024, 71%. Abuja for 2025, free from 71% at about 55%. Ah, la. Hey, and yo, social studies. Now, statistics in the real screen. I feel let's get expert view. And Sakwa na me the GES or more response number. Yenya expert view. Papa, a friend John Cappy, one of the man in charge of public affairs. Watch the content crown. Results in answer down kuyisa na areas bayan kasa no mo wayek omo assess students no mo hwe yenko tie ne ba afa Professor Stephen Ade ese yemblemi aban no debi or say this time around the teachers were that strict in terms of invigilation na nkra no wo yiro omo join invigilation na omo kire omo ntina na basan but first inset no John Cappy ono the man in charge of public affairs wayek Ghana yekoba ne ato aso.
First of all, let me indicate that the statistics that we have put out there just represents the results that we have published so far.
Okay.
There are some that have been withheld that we are investigating, and it's possible that if they are not found culpable, the percentage part could go up.
Sure.
All right. But then, looking at the chief examiner's report that I have in front of me, I just want to stress the weaknesses of the candidates as was observed by the chief examiners.
Okay.
They indicated that the candidates showed weaknesses in the following. 1. Representing mathematical information in a diagram. 2. Solving global mathematics-related problems. 3. Constructing cumulative frequency table from given data distribution. 4. Making deductions from real-life problems. 5. Solving application problems in simple interest. 6. Translating word problems into mathematical expressions. And 7. Interpreting of results from cumulative frequency curve. So these are areas that the chief examiners have observed weaknesses in the children's the candidates' performance. Obviously, these are not topics that are outside the syllabus, and they're not outside the test blueprint. So, from the general comment that was made, the chief examiners reported that the standard of the paper compared favorably with that of the previous years.
Okay, John, for purposes of emphasis, can you repeat the 7 weaknesses that the chief examiner identified again?
Okay. So 1, representing mathematical information in a diagram. 2, solving global mathematics-related problems. 3, constructing cumulative frequency table from given data distribution. 4, making deductions from real-life problems. 5, solving application problems in simple interest. 6, translating word problems into mathematical expressions. And 7, interpreting of results from cumulative frequency curve.
Please share the 5 again with us.
Number 5.
Yes.
Solving application problems in simple interest.
Okay. Now, and you say, these are topics that they are supposed to be taught, and you've been setting these kind of questions from previous years also.
Well, what you say is that you compare the difficulty level of the questions year on year, and for the chief examiner to be able to make the right deduction in terms of the performance of the candidates, they would look at the question that was said the year before, and then compare them with whatever we have this year, and then they will say, well, in comparison, either this year's paper is difficult or last year's was difficult, but then in comparison, they say that they are of the same difficulty level.
Okay, which means that based on that, it's more like the same kind of questions. Now, if you compare, I just want us to do something. If you compare last year's performance or last year, chief examiner's last year report, did he or she identify similar weaknesses?
Unfortunately, I don't have that report with me right now, but I can get that from the relevant departments, and then we can take a look at the problems. The weaknesses that were stated for those previous years.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the over 140,000 candidates whose results are being withheld, what are the reasons why you're doing that?
So, we have 2 levels of examination malpractice cases that we look at. What we refer to as the routine cases and then the non-routine cases. The routine cases are the ones that are detected by our monitors as they go round. And they would report, of course, they will give the candidates forms to fill to indicate whatever has happened, for which reason, they are being reported to the council. So when they bring those reports, they look at the merits of the case at that particular moment, and then we go ahead and take a decision as to whether we are going to cancel the result or we think that the evidence is not strong enough and we'll go ahead and release. Now, for the ones that we have had to withhold, it is those that have been detected by the examiners in the court of marking. And so once they report, it is not a straightforward case that you go ahead and cancel without giving the candidates an opportunity to defend themselves.
Enti abusiafo John Kapie, the man in charge of public affairs, Wayek Anamotin. Can I say educationist Professor Stephen Ade also this time around there was that strict invigilation. Enunti anama moframan o mafelisa and kana mo capacity no ana ada di no. Ti mo fan go show bia invigilation na strict ye ma kwama o ma po ye ma kwama unye sei eno na nkra no ho kire wo mo anti o ma feli ni sa no. Is that to suggest say previously now invigilation a bit flexible and I stuff na well one can but if you're reading meanings into the can there I think that's the direction maybe your person come on echo but you couldn't Professor Stephen Ade at the point of some crana Felisa was say there was strict invigilation and that probably accounted for the massive failure this time around.
This is not something that is happening today. It has been with us for a long time. Some of us have been talking about it, but after the examination, everybody does come, we hear it, and it goes quiet. The main source of the problem happens at the basic school level before the secondary school. The foundation we have in the public schools is what the World Bank described as schooling without learning. So, first of all, those who are moving from the secondary and middle and primary ages to university to the senior high school, generally, we don't have the right material for about half of them. And it's almost like wholesale promotion. Unless we tackle a fundamental issue of almost producing illiterate people at the basic level, in fact, these results will be the best we can hope for. In fact, in the branch of our school in my village, when they come for public schools, we spend 1 full year on them for them to meet the normal GES standard before they proceed to the senior secondary school. Number two, most of the public school at the basic level, because they themselves don't want to teach, they take their children to what we call poor private schools. Now, with free SHS, which I must say in principle I support fully because nobody should be left behind, we now go to the secondary school almost wholesale with half of the students not good enough. And then the numbers, the other day, I found out that the number per class in the average school, especially the good ones, is about 80 students seated into a classroom. It takes magic to be able to attend to 60 students, 80 students rather, at a time.
Okay.
But when still, even the top schools like Prempe, like Presec, like even Vansipim, with the troubles something we will address under different circumstances, because Christians must have the liberty to preach their Christianity, have a system whereby they focus on a fee for a national science, math and science quiz. But the teachers don't care a hoot. They never cover their syllabus unless you pay to go to the same teacher's afternoon class. So therefore, poor students who have gone to the senior secondary school and their parents cannot pay 400 Ghana cedis per subject per term are not being educated in our public schools. So, for me, I'm even happy to see these results because the students, many of them, will try, irrespective of everything, to study. But the conditions they are studying under, the attitude of the teachers, and especially if you cannot pay for afternoon classes, they will deliberately not cover the syllabus in class unless you pay for their afternoon class.
The Professor Stephen Adey, educationist, and Abusia for Motenin, can I say the entire content in the Bremen? Also, my lay background, no, I'm what you say. I feel young education ministry, I swear, I must strike hard at former minister of former education minister, Dr. Osei Adutwum. Now, first insert, you know, who said Dr. Osei Adutwum ko say, I about we by allowance because the teachers, no farmer teachers, no, the teachers the motivation be anyhow. Say omobe ensure say nkwara be pass. Anything dem nkwara fail isa. Na fe GES edit statement aba. Na abusafo enye easy. Omo say setting the record straight. Abusafo statement na really on screen is no. Facts surrounding the 2025 WASSCE results. Fact number 1. The management of Ghana Education Service GES has taken note of public discussions following the release of the 2025 WASSCE results. Management provides clarity to aid a balanced national conversation. Management takes note of attempt by Dr. Yaw Osei Adutwum, immediate past Minister for Education, to attribute the performance of students in the 2025 WASSCE to unsupportive management practices of GES. GES say it is not true. I'm saying no credit. And no credit. Nature say, Osei Adutwum, Dr. Former Education Minister, no Chantro. It is not true that the GES has cancelled any allowances due teachers as claimed by Dr. Adutwum in his engagement with some media houses. Indeed, the Controller and Accountant General's Department has publicly clarified reasons for the non-payment of the November allowances for teachers. Allowance national can controller explaining said there was system error, then to rectify. And for you to attribute the massive failure to the inability of controller to pay teachers allowance, GES say enyanokre. Yanto aso, me pesa what tia say, me dum na tia say ye. GES urges the public to disregard the statement made by the former education minister regarding the 2025 result and treat them as an attempt to shift focus from his shortcomings in managing the examination process. Charlie, we the more deal. As we anoship. That is our shortcomings when it comes to managing education. And Sana GES statement to management of GES views the 2025 WASSCE results as a true reflection of academic performance of candidates. The outcome is a credible representation of student abilities. The GES incredible it shows a true reflection of students in the capacity. They just say afo etwona na echire no o kan tie na we da bi obi anchire obi a enti nkra no kapa na nkasa ana makoda na di no enti a true reflection of the ability of the students. Now, prior to the examination, the Ministry of Education and the GES issued a firm directive that any teacher or official found aiding or abating malpractice during the examination would face stronger sanctions. This was rigorously enforced. Let's just say GES say before the exam, we issue warning. And my teachers and students say, why bet you and how much and they be a who taught teachers for so any students so or man can as Ghana moves away from the Ghana only WASSCE introduced under the previous administration to take the international WASSCE written by all West African member countries in June 2026, management of GES admonishes students to prepare very well. Let's just enter GES modalities or whatever trade exams it was same crown and prepare you. That is the summary of GES statement. I don't know what you make of it. Leave your comments in the comment section. I don't know. Hear me here, pa. Feel we are not like you know what share for France and the Ashmidi and Stephanie Zando. Content to another janto or interest. So mention mobile telling on another janto TV. Makramo.